Good evening, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Walkers Podcast. I am your co-host of the Even Shelton Walker, and alongside me is my beautiful wife, Miss Caitlin Walker. We have a special guest in the building with us today, as Mr. Old Beckett Tiger Walker is sitting right in front of me. Because old boy doesn't take naps anymore. He is thriving and ready to rock and roll. So we've got Miss Rachel on TV here. He's in his little bouncer there. Not quite sure what's going on, but he's vibing right now. So we're going to see what we can do to make this thing happen.
It's funny because he looked at me and he's like, wait, this is Dad's thing. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. We'll see how long it goes. Hopefully we can knock this show out so we can get it out to you guys. But baby, over to you. What is the game plan for today?
So our topics are traveling with a baby, how to avoid the roommate stage, and missing our old life.
Yeah, I think that's a missing old life's a good one. I think a lot of parents, it's good to talk about. I feel like when you have a kid, you obviously make a lot of sacrifices, and you kind of get lost in like yourself a little bit, and like, hey, like lose yourself, and like trying to go back doing the things that you did. It's like it's hard, and I think it's good to talk about it. See, like it's okay if you miss that. Like
It's normal.
It's human nature. I feel. I mean, at least we are. So I feel like if we're having those questions, I'm sure other people are. So I think it's good to talk about it. But first order of business, we had travel, and what was the other one?
Traveling with the baby.
What was the second one?
That goes with this
You
one?
want to do traveling first?
Yeah, traveling
Okay.
with the baby / flying with the baby.
So yeah, traveling with the baby, man. So he's 10 months now, and
Almost.
I feel like it's. I think it's going to get easier because
You think it's going to get easier?
Oh shit.
I think it's going to get harder
Well,
because he's not going to want to, I mean, he kind of wants to sit now, but
true.
after a certain point, he's going to have to go to the bathroom. He's not going to be in a diaper anymore. We have to stop. I'm hungry. I have to get him snacks.
Oh geez. I guess it definitely has. I guess traveling has been easy because he has been less maintenance, right? Doesn't say much. Can't really do
Right.
anything. I was thinking like hard part in a sense of like when we get somewhere,
Packing.
we have so many things we have to bring because
It looks like we're moving in anywhere we go.
yeah, and I feel like that will, as he gets older, will shrink.
Yeah.
And I guess that's for
I
me.
agree.
That for me, I guess, is where the easy part comes in. But then that shrinks, and then
It's going to take longer to
his
get anywhere.
vocabulary and patience
Are we there yet?
Yeah.
Are we there yet, Dad?
will increase. But I think we flew with him, we travel with him, and again, it's when you go somewhere, it's where's he gonna sleep? So you've got to bring a massive playpen anywhere you go. Like
Pack
that
and
has
play.
pack and play. Parent hack: if you're flying somewhere or even going somewhere,
I would say like flying. That was like the biggest thing because if you're just like driving somewhere,
you can bring your own.
yes.
We left it, so we had to do
Who
this.
left it?
I left it. Parent hack though, Amazon, the packages, like big things like that, to wherever you're staying, use it for a few days,
Yeah.
and then just return to that boy before you leave. Absolute hack. It's been brilliant for us.
We did it with Walmart too.
Yeah, Walmart does it too. Walmart does the same thing as Amazon. So whichever one, it'll work. And what else we ordered? We ordered the foam, the mattress foam that he lays on. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a slew of things that you could probably get away with.
Yeah.
That you could order that there. I think a thing that I would do, like for parents that are traveling, depending on where you're going or if you're going to a family member's house, bringing a walker has been the thing. Every time we go somewhere, like, God, I wish he had that because
Just recently, yeah.
yeah, because he's very antsy, and so like places like that, like he just wants to touch everything. He's not allowed to touch, obviously.
I think it's more now because he is aware of his surroundings, so he wants to crawl and move around. Like previously, like when he wasn't crawling, it wasn't a big deal. Like we didn't have to have a walker. We
Yeah.
just had to
hold him the whole time.
either hold him or put on a blanket, have him do tummy time, or just play with his toys. Like he sat there.
Yeah,
But now that he's moving around, he's mobile. You got to bring a walker.
yeah, and I think it helps with his energy and things like that. So that's where I think right now it's tough because you want to go do things, and you want to go somewhere, but he's not in that sitting stage. Like we can't even go for walks anymore. You know what I mean? So, like, think about like traveling. Like that to me is traveling. Like, yes, I guess it has gotten harder because when the kid was like a month old, we would go for walks galore.
Oh, yeah.
What's he gonna say? He can't do shit. He can't lift
He was
himself out.
sleeping. That we would put him to bed.
Yeah, that's how we would get him to bed. Exactly.
Yeah. Take a little nap.
We went for a walk today. He sits up the whole time. Like, what's up?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not laying down.
Yeah. So, I guess yes, you're right. It's probably gonna. Yeah, he's laughing
We're
about
talking
it.
about you.
Yeah, he's laughing about it. But it's challenging to say the least. I always give my mom crap for always having a bunch of bags, and now we're right in that damn boat with just a slew of bags. I mean, we've got 2 diaper bags, a knapsack.
I'm not pumping anymore though,
We
so
lose a bag.
we lose a bag.
See, we're already down a bag, boys.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Like we're starting to shrink it down a little bit. But
And I would also, sorry, I didn't mean to
no, go
interrupt.
ahead.
But I would also say, like, food wise, like formula or anything like that, I would either buy when you get there and just bring a little bit because it does take up a lot of room.
True.
Also, if they are on formula, do the ones that are already pre-made because that is just a lifesaver, especially for, I would say, like a car. Like now that I think about it, like when we were like driving to my grandparents' house, it would have been so much easier. I mean, at that point we were just doing milk, like my breast milk. But now if we do it, I would just do like the liquid formula.
Oh, like
It's already
pre-made.
done. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not having to worry about making it while you're in the car, things like that. That's a good point. And speaking of, like, again, traveling, we flew with him, which was a challenge on its own, but it was a fun challenge. Like I was pumped to like see how we could conquer this challenge of flying with a kid. Another parent hack for you. We were debating whether or not to bring a stroller. We had, thankfully, when we flew to Wisconsin, we had somebody take a U-Haul up there. So we put a stroller in, like a little, just a cheap, like $20 stroller.
Yeah, small one.
Yeah, because we were like, look, we don't need a big one when we get there to put his car seat in. He was already at the point where, like, again, you're not really traveling around with the car seat anymore. Like, he wants to get out. So,
Yeah.
but as I started doing some research and figuring things out, I realized that you can check the stroller and
The car seat.
car seat for free. And even sometimes you can get an extra seat for free if you say, hey, can I bring this car seat in?
Yeah, like if they're not fully booked or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you just ask. And if they have it open, they'll give it to you. The other hack was we ordered a big bag. It was
It's a car seat bag.
a car seat stroller bag. All right? It's got to be because
Well,
it's massive.
there was two different ones. There was a stroller. No, because the stroller just folded up.
Oh, you're right.
It was
just
the
a car
seat
bag.
Yeah, it was a car seat bag.
You're right. So it's just a car seat bag where the car seat and the barrier goes in this bag, but the bag in the car seat's pretty big.
Zips up.
We threw like 3 bags inside of this thing. So like you only get you get a free check on and a free carry on with him.
Yeah.
But we brought more than that because again we had like a breast bag, baby bag,
Yeah.
another bag for whatever reason, her carry on bag. I had more bags I needed to do, so we brought this damn bag. It gets checked in for free, and then you just
Load
slam
it
it
up.
full. Yeah. So that was the ultimate cheat code for us to have the that bag, which again, I wouldn't have known about that. It was a last minute decision, and it also helped
Yep.
too with walking around with him when we got to the airport. Put him in the car seat, and he was still he was fine.
Yeah.
I was again like where I started like losing this. I was like trying to carry him through the airport, and when we got to Savannah Airport, it was jam packed.
Ugh, that is the worst airport I've ever been to.
Would have been miserable. So if you're flying and you're questioning to bring that or not, and thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a hassle,
That was like a last minute decision for us to
it was
do
a
that.
lifesaver.
It was.
It was.
I will never fly up on a plane again with a infant or even a toddler
Without those.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we already go through like now. Once we got to the TSA check-in, we had to like break everything down. But at that point, you get in and like you can kind of go sit down and you're yourself. But when you're before getting past the TSA, you're nuts to butts. You're like sardines.
TSA is already a bitch anyways. So
Exactly.
I mean, you're taking your shoes off, everything. It's even when you have formula or even breast milk, they had to like look at my hands to make sure there was nothing toxic on my hands and in the formula. Like they look at everything, which I'm appreciative of, but still.
I was gonna say because that's something too to point out is you got to be patient. Definitely get there 2 hours before because. I mean, I have a lot of technology that I travel with all the time. That slowed us down. But yeah, you got stopped every single time for a very long time because of your breast milk, which we knew you can't avoid it. It's going to happen if you're breastfeeding. So
Even with the formula too, because they couldn't open it.
oh yeah,
Because it was the pre-made stuff. They couldn't open it, so they had to I don't even know, it was like this metal thing.
and they threw something away, sunscreen, right?
Yeah, so it got it to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But on the way back, it was just too much of the ounces.
And something else too we thought of again. Think about here's so many things you don't think about when you're traveling. You have to travel with another person, but you have to basically bring everything what it takes to exist in life. I'm talking
Yes.
like silverware, everything.
Yeah.
So that was something else that once we got to our destination, we went to the store to get.
Yep.
We did bring it back,
Yeah.
but there was things that we lost when we went there too. Like we lost diapers and such. So it kind of was like a switch watch. So again, don't keep in mind at a certain point when they're eating solids or whatever. Don't be afraid to plan out and say, okay, we have to do this when we get there. Put that into your plan.
Yeah, for sure.
And look, that's where the sacrifice comes in, which we're going to get into a little bit later on. Like it slows everything down. Like we used to go to Gainesville, nobody's business, just pick up and go.
Yeah.
And we like to go there for the Gator games, and I'm trying to think this year, like, it's not as simple as it once was. There's a whole other variable involved than just going to Gainesville. And that's something, again, we have to keep in mind because he's a little dude and wants to hang out. So.
Oh, yeah, especially with him not napping right now.
It's only, yeah, and that's only going to wither away as time goes along. But look, traveling with the kid, it's fun.
Yeah.
But again, I think the best advice I could give is to be patient, would be number one, and just accept the load that's going to be going with you.
Yeah.
And cut where you can, which is yourself.
Yeah.
I think that was something that I took a big hit on my clothes and things that I brought, and try to simplify the things that I care about as much as possible to make sure I left all extremities open for anything that he had. And it's better and you're still going to be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
As much as you can.
And I would say, like, when flying too, don't worry what other people are thinking, because people are going to judge you regardless if your baby's crying or not.
Sure.
But don't give a fuck. Babies cry. Babies cry. And if you have a problem with that, you were also a baby. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like,
I think it's a good. So we were thankful on both flights.
knock on wood.
We had babies on both flights, and he was really good, thankfully. The second flight going home, there's babies that are kind of whiny. But yeah, I think that's a big point that parents feel like insecure about when they fly.
They
that
feel guilty.
it's a kid. If it, like you said, I was praying that somebody would say something just so I could pop
Same.
off. But nobody ever did. Everybody was pretty good. There was on the way
Guy
back.
in front of us,
Oh,
though.
poor my man, dude.
Ooh, no, not poor him. No.
The guy in front of us.
Yeah, he was being dramatic. He didn't say anything, but he was being dramatic.
I thought you said he was cool about it.
He was just like looking and just like you could tell, like I need a beer. Bro, it's 9 a.m. You need a beer.
Okay, hold on. To be fair, so he had a kid next to him, and then a mom, like a 12-year-old, maybe like a 10-year-old kid, and then next to him was a mom with like the biggest 1-year-old I've ever seen in my entire life, and then us behind him with him, and like he's fine, he didn't cry, but he's hitting everything. That kid in front of us cried like the first 20 minutes, and then he's
Yeah.
getting passed around from the mom to the young kid, and the homeboy's just in his seat, like just.
You
just
could tell he
taking it.
wanted to say something,
But he didn't.
but he didn't.
I
think,
give him credit.
I give him credit too, but I don't know, just like
No, put himself in your shoes. Homeboy's trying to get home on a 9 a.m. flight, and it's just complete mayhem.
I
Like,
guess.
oh look, I have a little bit of sympathy for anybody on a flight. I get it. I've been there without a kid too, but I think he handled it well. Never said anything. Just asked for a beer. We should have bought his beer. I didn't realize he asked for a beer.
It wasn't our kid making him drink.
I don't think we weren't helping. What do we got next in the lineup, baby?
Let's see here.
B-Dog's being good so far, boys.
I know. How to avoid the roommate stage.
Yeah, that's a good one. So that is something that
A lot of people always talk about once you have your baby or even have multiple kids, but even just having one, that you don't have enough time for your relationship.
Sure.
And so you guys kind of just go into like this quote unquote roommate phase where you just are in passing. You don't really connect. You don't really have any conversations. You're not doing the deed anymore.
yeah,
stuff like that.
you're just coworkers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just passing through.
And so what was weird is I remember this, like, TikTok is strange.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
You didn't understand it. I was
Yeah.
like, this is what it is.
There's a ton of TikToks that were like saying we almost didn't make it through this stage, and it was like acting or like simulating the roommate stage. And I was like, what's going on here? What are they saying? Like, what do they struggle with? And that's what she explained to me. And thankfully, I mean, like, do I feel like we went through like a coworker / like we were just in our roles? Do you feel like we did?
No.
I feel like we probably did, but I also think, look, like the advantage is we've been together since we were 15, that we had the understanding of like, this is where we're at. But I also, again, like we have the blessing of that we were so bought into this
Yeah.
that I think we were prepared for what could happen. But no, for the first like month or two, we were on the same page. Like you were sleeping, I was up, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And even now, so we kind of have a little bit like that.
So I guess like when you're not sleeping together or sleeping at the same time, I guess you can kind of be like that's a roommate phase. But at the same time, I don't think it is. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like a toss up to me.
I think again, you have to go into the mindset of selflessness, right? Where you can't be selfish, and so I think it's inevitable that transaction is going to happen to where you two become partners in a sense of like coworkers, where the fun and the sexuality that kind of dies down because you have to sacrifice all of that to take care of the little one, right? Exactly. And I think that happened, but again, if you're selfless in the sense of like you understand why it's happening,
Yeah.
then it's okay. And I think that's where it probably happened. We just didn't look at it in a negative light because
Yeah, I was like, I cannot recall a time.
I
really can't.
yeah, I don't.
Because
Look,
we
again,
always, even now, we always make time. Like, okay, he's sleeping or whatever it may be to
watch our show.
bounce, chicka, wow, wow.
Okay, all right. This is a kid show. Or like watch or try to do this. We try this.
That's-
This is
yeah.
kind of like a little date night, but he's here, which is part of that too. Like we went and got our tattoos. We brought him along. So sometimes even still like we bring him part of those date days now,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's fine too. But yeah, early on for sure. I think is when it happens the most. And again, I think it happened. But if you both partners are in the sense of like, look, like the attention is gonna go away. Like I joke with you all the time, like.
Did I live back in more than you?
Yeah, that she doesn't take care of me like she did back in the day. But I'm joking because I understand that. So I think when I saw that happen, I think that was just both parties getting envious a little bit of like where is the wife or the husband, and we're gonna get into the sacrifices here in a minute and the things we missed.
Maybe I didn't really notice it because he's a boy kind of thing, and obviously like boys gravitate more to their moms when they're little. So maybe if we ever have a girl, I'll probably like we've had this conversation before that she's gonna be your number one girl in your life.
So
you know what I
you-
mean?
yeah.
So maybe I don't really have a leg to stand on.
True. So because I was the one to kind of taking the back seat,
Yeah.
and I wasn't really upset about it
Because it was not the same, but you know what I mean. Like it's the same sex, like So like if it was a girl, you wouldn't put two and two together. Like it's a girl and I'm her husband. But now it's like you're sharing.
But
he's also my boy.
But I could see like if where I'm showing more love to my daughter, that you might be like, "What's up?" Yeah.
Da-da.
Da. But look, I think it's something that you have to be understanding that it's part of the relationship that's going to be something that comes up to where look for your first few months it's a transactional relationship. Like there's each of you have a duty.
Yeah.
And that's what has to happen.
And we're back. No, what I was gonna say is you also can't take it personally. I feel like
Sure.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Just so you know. So some days, maybe if like I said, we didn't really go through this, but
Keep going.
if you are in that roommate stage, don't give up. It's not gonna be like that forever.
Yeah, I think a big thing that we've had this entire time, the motto is "This too shall pass."
Yeah.
And this too shall pass in a sense, like, look, good and bad. So if things are going really well and you're having a great time and you're loving the life that you're in, again, that too shall pass and things will get bumpy again.
Yeah.
He's getting more teeth. He's getting more tired. As you can see, he's part of the show now.
Say hello.
And look, it's just, that's going to be, again, that's our motto. It has been this entire time. And it's something that I think as parents, you have to have that mindset of like, look, we're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. There is a light at the end of the tunnel and you'll be stronger out of it and you'll grow from it and just continue to love. Look, you chose to have a baby with that person because you love them. You can make it. You will make it. Keep on pushing through. B-Dog. How about Buddy's
What are you doing?
Buddy's wearing a dress so far. Now look, this
He's not a dress, people. He's an Alec.
What happened? Pulled your headphone out?
I think so. I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's okay. You're still working.
I can't hear it. Oh. It's not a dress. He's just an alligator, and we can't get him dressed anymore. Getting him dressed, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, he's complete mayhem. I don't know how much longer we have before he completely loses his cool here, but this goes into our next topic perfectly, which is sacrificing, right? And missing,
quote unquote, missing your old life.
Missing your old life. I think, look.
The one thing that I miss is just being able to go to a movie. And we've talked about this several times. Like, there's so many movies out right now that we're like, I want to see it. And we absolutely can. It's just getting a sitter.
Yeah, and it takes a little more time, and then sometimes like I just kind of like waking up and just kind of just chilling for a minute and just.
Absolutely! I just like sleeping.
Yeah. And so look, I think as a parent, you're gonna have that like guilt of missing what it was like.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would never change what you have now for anything.
Oh no!
But the reason why you bring it up because I feel like some parents are like, "Am I the only one?"
You feel guilty, like we said. It's like mom/parent guilt kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's okay to feel that way and to feel like exhausted because. You've been living this life. You've created this routine for the past 30 years of becoming an adult, doing your own thing, being your own self. And then this little person comes in and just sideswipes the entire operation.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's at our podcast right now.
He's hanging out. He's just,
yeah.
But we wouldn't have this podcast.
But exactly. But the thing is I can't even picture my life without him. The
For sure.
only time I can ever like even remember like a time without him is when we want to go do something, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, again, like it's just you kind of, you're going through the day, you're trying to get things done. And right now he wants a lot of attention, which is great. He's growing and he wants to be a part of everything. But it's like, I just want 30 minutes.
Say hello
right?
to the people.
But this is where we're at now, 20 minutes into our podcast. And Homeboy has taken over the show as he has taken over his life. I don't think this could be any of a better podcast to show where the where your life could, where it heads to. Think about it. When we first started the podcast, we kind of had a nice little rhythm. He was sleeping good.
Yeah.
And
Heavy breathing. Insert
now,
heavy breathing.
this is it. He's getting bigger. He's getting more involved. And that's also, too, why we wanted to have this show to kind of walk you through the things that we have been dealing with as parents. And now you're getting to see it, too. Look. I think what I love about this and why I'm continuing to let it just watch you guys watch this train wreck happen.
Because it's not
here.
happening to you.
That's part of it. But also
funny?
because look, I think when we have our show, like everything's good, it's fun, we're having a good time. He's asleep. It seems like
But it's also kind of like it's the Instagram versus reality kind of thing.
for sure. And we did not plan this, by the
No, we
way.
did not.
We just know that we
But
have
it's
to
like-
get it out because it's been busy.
Yes, but it's if you were to go on oh my god.
He's leaving. Oh, he's eating it. He's down. He's down for the count, boys and girls.
I got to get this.
Well, look, I think all in all, it's been a great show. He's on the move. He is ripping Mom apart here. She has to get up. She's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Where's he at? Don't pull my plugs out, B.
I know.
But I think all in all, I mean, it's a shorter episode today for reasons, as you guys can see. You're gonna just leave him there?
What I was trying to say is it's like Instagram versus reality. If you're to go onto our Instagram page, we look like the perfect family. Hey. We look like the perfect family. Come here, sir. We look like the perfect family. Nothing crazy, nothing going on in our life. But, you know, that's what social media is. It's a trick. It's not real.
He's mayhem. Which
He is.
He's getting 3 little teethers. He's got 2 on a bottom right now, and he's been teething like a mofo,
Oh, yeah. Not sleeping.
waking up every single
Not
night.
napping. Yeah.
But look, all in all, good show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talking about just sacrifices, traveling, which is it's a big one. I think I did a lot of research when we were traveling. It's a little nerve-wracking for sure. The other big thing too, again, like with their ears, for anybody, any tips or tricks out there, is to feed them on takeoff and after or while landing.
Yep.
How much of an impact did it really have on him? I don't know. I think the biggest thing that we did well on was, because obviously he has a rhythm when he kind of takes his nap, is making sure that he was ready for nap time. He's saying bye. Ready for nap time by the time the plane was taking off, and then landing, it kind of is what it is, but taking off was a big one. And he did a great job with that. But you guys, here it is, parenting in its full effect. Well, hopefully next episode we'll be able to have one where he's not breaking everything. But we appreciate you guys stopping by. Let's see if we can get Caitlin back on here to at least say goodbye before we go. You need your headset, baby. You can just say
Goodbye. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
He unplugged the camera. You guys have a good one. See you later. Peace.